Welcome back to part 23. So let's continue here. Alright, so in the last tutorial we created this body here, and then I just want to fix it up a little bit because that's not really how it is. So what we're gonna do is gonna come and we're going to edit this sketch here. Okay, so let's jump into the side view here. And what I want to do is grab this handlebar, pull this back to about here, and pull this all the way in here like that. And let's have a look. Okay, so it's on its commenting shape. We also have one constraint curve here, which we also want to edit. So let's edit that one as well. Let's pull this handlebar a little bit in, and this one make this line somewhat close to the other one, and exit the sketch. So this is exactly the shape that we are after here. So let's have a look at it again. Okay, so that's looking good. However, I think we can maybe add a little bit of more profile on this curvature here. Let's try and pull this into about in that direction. Let's have a look. And that creates something like that. So we're gonna come here and adjust this one as well. And let's jump on the side. And let's grab this handlebar and make it to that one. Let's have a look. Okay, so yeah, now that looks a lot better. It has a nice curvature outwards, and that is exactly the surface we are after. Alright, so what we're gonna do here is go to surfaces, and Kinetic Surface. We're going to knit these two surface body together. Okay, and let's thicken now this body here, and let's use 1. Okay, so that's a good body right there. And this is exactly the surface that we were after for this rear, what is it called, splitter? No, diffuser. So that's the rear diffuser, of course. All right, so let's continue. The next thing we want to add here is going to be this block here, this small block here. And then once we add that small block, we're gonna work on and create these ribs here. Okay, so let's create us. We're going to need a plane, and to create that plane, we're gonna jump into our first display state, and then get into view here, and then we're going to make a sketch on the front plane, and we're just going to grab one of these center lines and drop that center line somewhere here, and it has to be straight. Exit the sketch. Okay, so we can see it goes like that, and it goes like that. Okay, and then let's grab that plane and then click on this line and then click on this point. Okay, and once we're done that, we're gonna make a sketch on this plane. and that's the top of that thing. All right, so this is our block right here. So let's grab a rectangle and then add that rectangle right about here. So that's on the edge of our thingy. So let's add that block somewhere about here. And let's see if we can pull this block down just a little bit to about here. And make it bigger this way, and that's the edge of it. And of course, we want to make sure that we keep an eye on our project, on our pictures here. Okay, so that looks good. Maybe we're gonna make it a little bit longer, just a little bit here. And then let's pull this up a little bit to about here, and that's the edge of that. Okay, that's good. And now we just quickly jump over to our second display state, and then we're going to extrude this, and we're going to select up to body, and this is the body that we are going to extrude it to. So press OK. Okay, so we got the first block right there. All right, and the second thing I want to do is, because this block is, if we look at the picture here, you can see that this block is, okay, so the block is straight, the diffuser is not straight, right? So it kind of gives that illusion that it's it kind of gives the illusion that the block is not straight, but according to the picture, our block is straight. But if we look at it from here, if we bring the picture up, we can see that it's right there. Okay, so actually the block needs to be cut so it doesn't stick out, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cut our block somewhere about here down. So let's make a sketch on that block. Now go to profile. And then we're going to cut that right there. So not below that, right here, we're going to cut it right here. Okay, go to Features, Car Extrude, and press OK. Alright, so now our block is right underneath our rear diffuser, which is what we were after, right? Okay, so let's make our first rip here. And our rib thickness is going to be 2 millimeter. And then let's choose a center rectangle here and drop that center rectangle from here all the way up to the edge of that block. And then we're going to add a smart dimension on this one. And we're gonna turn this into 2. Control C. And let's delete that relationship from this edge here. And let's delete that relationship from there as well, so we can actually move this around. Okay, so let's add our dimension here, and let's make that 2. Okay, so that's right on that center. I want to pull this down just a little bit closer to the bottom. All right. And now we're just gonna go to Features, Extrude, and of course up to body, and this is the body. All right. So that's perfect because it's sticking out a little bit, which is actually what we want. As we can see that it's sticking out over there. Of course, we're gonna make that sharp as well. So it's sticking out about that much. And maybe we can just pull it out just a tiny bit more. So about there. Okay, that looks good. And I want to make a sketch on this plane, on this face, and I want to grab it from this corner here. Let's get into view from the side. And from this corner, we're gonna drop it down like that. Okay, let's go to Features, Extrude, and press OK. Alright, and we will also cut it down in this direction as well later on. Alright, so let's create our rest of the ribs. So we got one ribs here and one ribs in the middle. So let's create this rib here. And we have something across here as well. So let's create this rib here. You can see, we can see it's just a little bit away from that corner. So again, we're gonna make a sketch on this plane. And as just in the picture, it's gonna be about here. It's gonna sit just about here. And the middle one is gonna sit about somewhere about here. So let's drop it somewhere about here. All right, so let's grab that center rectangle, and we're gonna drop it somewhere about here. All right, and let's zoom in on it, and let's add a dimension to that one, which is going to be 2. Yep. Right, so again, pull it down to about here because we don't want to. Let's exit this one here. Let's exit one dimension first, and let's pull it down to about here. All right. Okay, and now let's go to Features and Extrude, and we're going to go up to Body, and this is the body. All right, so that's our side rib, second rib, and there's one more rib right in the middle here, right? So let's make another sketch on this plane. The second rib is going to sit just in the middle of here, and we can always move this a bit to this way if we need to. So let's drop that second rib in the middle of somewhere here. Okay, so let's just drop it here. Let's give this a dimension of 2. Okay, and once we have that, we're gonna leave that. Let's have a look at the picture here. Right, so let's pull this. Let's grab the point, and then let's first delete all these relationships. Delete all. Delete. Delete. Well, first let's get out of smart dimension, of course, and now we can move this around. Let's move this down about here. And let's move this section all the way down about here. Okay, and that's almost in the middle. Alright, and now let's go to features and extrude that. And we're gonna extrude it up to body. And that's the body right there. Okay. And now all it left to do is to do with these ribs is we're just going to fine tune these ribs to our liking. So the first thing I want to do is check our pictures here, and we want to make sure that the other ribs is actually the smallest one. All right, so that's the smallest one that sticks out. So we wanna make that. We wanna make this cut angle on these ones quite uniform. So let's do that. So let's make a sketch on this face first, and let's get into view by pressing the spacebar. And if we bring in our first display state and drop a glass appearance, maybe we can see that angle. Okay, so basically that's the angle. The angle goes something like that, steep as that. So it's like this step. Okay. So we're gonna try to accommodate ourselves to this type of angle, right? So that's our first one here, and it goes like that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna draw a center line here. Just drop it there. Exit the sketch. I'm going to remove that glass appearance and drop back into our first display state. I mean our second display state. So now we can see how our angle is and how we should cut this surface. So let's bring back our edges here. Okay. So that's going to be our first cut. Okay, so let's let's get that line and then drop it here. Okay, and let's do a cut extrude. Not extrude, but a cut extrude. Select contours. It's going to be this one here. And we just want to cut this section here. Of course, we need to all right. Okay, so that's our angle. All right, and we're going to make another cut. Down here like that, straight. Exit. Let's go to futures, go extrude. Okay. So that's that. And now let's go and make a sketch on this one. Let's go normal to profile. And we're gonna go from here to here. Okay, let's go to features, get extrude, and press OK. Okay, so that looks good. Maybe we can adjust it later on. Alright, so that looks good. And now let's go to this one here, make a sketch on that. Just normal to profile. And we're gonna use the same angle here. So let's do a convert at end of these. Let's use this edge. Oh, let's do a control Z because it did the whole face over there. Let's make sure that's not. Alright, so convert and these, and we're going to convert this edge here and press OK. Pull this here. Pull this here. And let's do an offset. That one, let's use 1 because it's going to be bigger. Let's try 2. Okay, let's cut the inside one. And let's just connect these 2 points over here. Okay, and now let's do a core extrude. Press OK. Alright, so that's the second rib, and we are very close with the angles as well. And again, we're gonna go make a sketch on this one. Number profile. And let's grab a line. And we're going to make a line from here to here. Connect with this one. Let's go to Futures, Extrude, and press OK. Okay, that's our second rib. Just want to check something here real quickly. If I delete this one here, delete the sketch, and if I delete this cut here, delete the sketch, I think it looks a lot better if we don't cut the lower section out, right? Okay, and now let's mirror these bodies over to the other end. Okay, so we're going to use a front plane, so mirror, and then mirrors to the front plane to mirror things over, and this time we're going to use futures instead of body. So these two here. Okay, and then we need to mirror over these as well. We will try. So let's go mirror front plane, and then clear selections, and then we're gonna go from here, and then we're gonna go all the way down here and find these correct extrudes. So that was the first one. That was the second one. So press OK. Alright, perfect. So then it mirrored over. And that kind of completes our rear diffuser. Alright. So let's have a look at the picture here. Okay, so we got quite a lot of work to do with our diffuser here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to fillets, and we're going to add some fillets here. Let's try 2 on this one, or 4. Okay, press OK. Okay, and now let's try and do a chamfer on this edge here, but let's try just 0 0.5 on this edge here, and then alright, so let's do the chamfers and fillets in the next tutorial. And in this tutorial, what we also going to complete is put some of those these LEDs in here. Okay, so let's see how many we have. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So we got 15 of these LEDs. So let's make a sketch on this face. Press normal to profile. And then let's just see that again. So 3 times 5 is 15. Right, so we got 15 of them. So let's go and make those LEDs. So 1, and then we will need 1 arrow right down the middle over here, and we need right 1 over here, and I want to make sure that we are on the right distance with everything. So keep that like that. And then I want to make these ones all equal. Okay, so I want to make 15 of this. So let's see if we can do 15. Let's do a linear sketch pattern. So for the direction, clear selection, let's choose this here, and then for entities, the pattern is going to be these ones here, this one and this one, and then distances, dimension, spacing, let's try 1. Okay, so one might not be enough, so let's try 3. Let's try 2. Okay, and for instances 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our distances should be let's try 2.5. Okay, so maybe 2.6, 2.6, and 2.6 will be perfect. So let's try that one. All right. So now I want to make all of these equal. So I'm going to click these circles. And then hold Control. And let go of Control and make them equal. All right. Okay, so once now they are set, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Features. I'm going to do a cut extrude. And I'm going to cut extrude them to inside the body to like 0.1. 0.1. Okay, so 0.1 is good for these LEDs. Okay, and then also I want to add a dome on these surfaces here. Let's see how much time we have. We still have a little bit. Okay, so let's go to Features, so Tools, Insert, Features, and we're looking for dome. Okay, so these are the surfaces that we're doming. So that's obviously it's going to be a lot. So let's try one here. And instead, let's try 0.5. And 0.5 is a lot better. And let's add these domes on all of these faces. Okay, so these are look good. However, maybe we can try 0.3. So let's try 0.2. 0.2. That's a bit too small, so 0.3. So 0.3 looks good, so let's go with that one. All right. So that completes our LEDs in that little box. Okay, guys, thank you very much for staying with me in this tutorial, completing almost the rear lower splitter. And I'll see you back in the next tutorial where we fine tune all these rear splitters at the chamfers and make them look beautiful. And I see you back in next tutorial. All right, thanks very much. Bye bye.